sort of take us through the hole-in-one, what that was, not just the club and stuff, but just what that was like watching that?
Yeah, I said to Fred out there, it's such an elevated tee that, you know, the ball's in the air and you know it's online, but you don't know whether to say go or sit or spin or release or whatever. So, and then it's weird. You're looking at it and you're sort of watching where, you know, it might land on the green and the thing just disappears. And I honestly, I was lucky. I don't see many balls nowadays go straight in the hole and stay in the hole. So pretty fortunate because it could have came out and went back in the water or did anything. So, but yeah, it was a good swing, good wedge shot, and yeah, it was obviously a nice little moment.
Switch balls, right? What was the reason for making the switch, and how long have you been testing, considering it?
I sort of stumbled upon it pretty. I was messing around at the Grove the other day. Like, this has got to be Thursday last week. And I just started to hit some chips with the TP5 instead of the TP5X. And I really loved how it felt. And I hadn't really tested the 2024 TP5. And I loved how it was reacting around the greens. And then I started hitting some like 60, 70 yard shots with it. And it was coming off much lower launch, bit spinnier. So then I just did some testing with it and compared it to the TP5X. And I used the 2019 TP5, and the difference between the 2019 TP5 and the 2019 TP5X was a lot in terms of the spin rates and the launch angles. This seems to launch probably a degree lower for me, but the spin rates are very, very similar, which I really like. So, yeah, did some testing with it, really like it. Doesn't seem to lose any speed with the driver either, even though it's a lower compression golf ball. And I thought, you know, I've got 4 rounds this week, no cut. You know, may as well give it a go and see how it goes. And I played 18 at Pebble on Tuesday, played 18 at Cypress yesterday with it, and then obviously played here today. And it's been really, really good.
Rory, it seems like the tour is facing a little bit of headwinds with the TV ratings, the injured stars, pace of play issue. Like, how important is it to put on a good show this week?
I will direct you to my comments in the media center on Tuesday. I think I said everything I need to say about it, yeah.
I mean, did you have any concern about the future of the tour? Is that something that weighs on you?
I'm concerned about myself.
Yeah. Okay.
Rory, the dedicated swing work you did in the studio last fall, do you feel like you're at a different point with your game than at this point in the year than maybe you have been in years past, like you're almost ahead of the game a bit?
I think so, in a way. Yeah, I'm maybe not searching as much. You know, I stayed pretty busy in that, you know, that October period where I did a lot of swing work. And then I also played quite a lot of golf in December, which I don't usually play, so I felt like that kept me a little more sharp. You know, I had, not that, I mean, it's mostly social golf, but I had a trip to Hoopie, I had the Grove member, I had my trip to New Zealand, played the Showdown in Vegas. So, like, I was playing a lot of golf through December, and I really only took, I probably only took like 6 or 7 days off in December, where I would usually take the whole month off. So I think that kept me a little sharper, and you know, sort of I could hit the ground running when I got back into it.
You talked the other day about the change in format, and obviously keeps the pace of play moving here at this event. You played, I think, here in 2018 when it was really a pro-am and, you know, 156. How much is the vibe different? I mean, it seems like it's obviously more about golf. There's really no celebrities.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely more golfy. Maybe more, you know, the AMs that are playing maybe have a higher golf IQ. So yeah, I think, look, there's pros and cons of both, right? You know, what was the Crosby back in the day was a very cool event, and but when, you know, AT&T step up and pay the money that they pay for a signature event, and the guys out here are playing for that sort of money, you sort of want it to feel more golf than entertainment. So, yeah.
Can you describe the approach in the last green, and did you think you made another one?
Yeah, again, it was a perfect number for a gap wedge for me. It was 135 adjusted, and I could just go ahead and just make a good swing at it. I know Rotella and I talk about this a lot. If I drive the ball well, you know, I'm going to have about 50 shots a week from inside 150 yards. So if we just talk about taking dead aim, the ball shouldn't really. If you're swinging okay, the ball's not going to curve much from that distance. So, sort of talk a lot about taking dead aim and making the most of sort of those tee shots that I hit, that I get myself into that range.
What do you expect playing Pebble the next 3 days? I mean, today's pretty calm. I know there's some rain in the forecast.
Yeah, I played Pebble on Tuesday, and it was a pretty, it's quite a benign setup. There's not a ton of rough. There wasn't a lot of wind when I played, so yeah, look, you can certainly make a score there, and if the conditions are similar tomorrow to what they were today, then I'd expect the scoring to be pretty low.
When did that become a point of emphasis, the sort of sharpshooting from 150? Did you look at stats?
Yeah, I looked at stats, and we talk about it a lot. Sometimes because I'm, in the past I haven't been as confident with the wedges from that distance, I would play a little right or left of the pins and be a little more careful with my aim points. Where now, if I'm feeling confident with my wedge swings and where I'm at with that, it's easier for me to take dead aim and try to hit it as close as possible.
Beyond the ocean, what makes Pebble so magical to you? Is it the history? Is it Scotty was talking about the variety of different kinds of shots? It's not just let it fly. What to you sort of distinguishes Pebble beyond the scenery?
Yeah, I think it's a golf course that is. Is it 7,000 yards? Maybe not even 69 something. And when it's set up correctly, it still holds up as one of the best tests in golf. Right now with it, being not quite as firm as say like a US Open and not as penal if you miss. Every time I play Pebble, I get over my second shot in one, and I'm like, Jesus, green is small. Like it always surprises me how small the greens are, always. And that's a really cool part of it. I think because of that, it has stood the test of time, and especially with technology and how long everyone's hitting it now, it does makes you play the game a little bit of a different way.
Is there a dwindling supply of 2019 golf balls?
Oh, this is 2024.
Okay.
So I'm good. I'd say there is a dwindling supply of the 2019 ones.
But you tested the 19?
No, I used to play the 19 TP5. I now play the 2024 TP5. I had been playing the 2024 TP5X for a year. Yeah. It's a lot of numbers. I'm sorry, but yeah. So, but no, this is their most recent version.
Rory, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.